guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're gonna be making some strawberry freezer jam. Now I have done jams before, but I did them through water bath canning. I think I did strawberry and mango jam one year. Now I am super intimidated by pressure canning, which we're gonna be getting into pretty soon. I did go ahead and order my Presto digital canner. I also have a stovetop canner, which intimidates me even more, but I am determined to learn how to pressure can this year. So that's coming up in the future. But back to what I was saying, I have done water bath canning before, and water bath canning jams is generally super easy and very safe because there's so much sugar content in it. It's high acidity. So I felt comfortable water bath canning it and putting it on my shelf and then opening it up months later and having jam. My family survived. We were all fine. So yeah, I've done water bath canning before, but today we're gonna do things a little bit differently. I have a deep freezer in the back. I also have a mini fridge that has the fridge portion and the freezer portion in the back, which I'm actually gonna clean after I'm done with this video. I'm gonna clean it out because we haven't used it in quite some time. And because I needed some more jam, I don't have any jam on hand for my family. And I like topping my yogurts with it. My kids like it on top of their pancakes. They like, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So we're in need of jam. But if I can make freezer jam and utilize the space in the freezers that I have in the back, that would be amazing because I do have a decent sized pantry, but I'm planning on preserving a bunch of beans and potatoes. So if I can make freezer jam and have it in my freezer and it not take up space in my pantry, that would be amazing. And that's what we're gonna do today. So I did purchase a big, I think this is a 5 pound, or is it a 4 pound? A 4 pound bag of organic frozen strawberries from Costco. I talked about this in my June grocery haul. If you guys have not seen that video, I will link it down below. That was my very first grocery haul and it was a lot of fun filming it because it was my first time picking up my Azure Standard order. So I'll link that down below. But I purchased this, which is not something that I normally purchase every month, but I purchased this big old bag because I wanted to make freezer jam. So I have organic frozen strawberries. I also have the SureJell Packet. Now this is the regular one. It's not the low sugar one. And I prefer the low sugar one because I feel like strawberries are already sweet to begin with, but I picked up the wrong one. I don't want to waste these, so we're going to use them today. I did watch a few videos on TikTok on people making freezer jams and stuff like that. I know that there's directions back here, but I'm more of a visual person. I like to see the videos of it, so that's what we're gonna follow. So the first thing I'm gonna do is measure out 4 cups of these strawberries. They're super frozen and I kind of need to mash them up a little bit, so I might pop them in the microwave for 30 seconds or so just to soften them up so that I can mash them and add the sugar and all that stuff. This should be a relatively quick and easy process. Very excited to have this in my freezer. So let me wash my hands and let's get started. Now I'm gonna double this recipe. I will leave the recipe down below for just a 1 batch portion for just 1 box of SureJell, but I'm gonna double it since I have 2 boxes and I have so many strawberries, and I might have a bunch of strawberries. I definitely will have a bunch of strawberries left over, so I'll figure out what else we can do with it, or maybe I'll make some different kind of jams, maybe do like a strawberry peach or strawberry blackberry. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But let's measure out 4 cups. Yeah, we definitely have a bunch of strawberries left over. So this is 4 cups right here. What I'm gonna do is pop this into the microwave for 30 seconds or so, just until they start to soften up so that I can mash it with my potato masher, and I'm also gonna grab the sugar. Okay, so I ended up microwaving this for a total of about 3 minutes. They were super, super frozen. I had just taken them out of the back deep freezer. So now they're pretty mashable, which is good. So what I'm gonna do is add the sugar and then continue mashing it because we're gonna let this sit for 10 minutes after adding the sugar. Now this is not a low sugar recipe. This is the regular original ones. The pink box is the low sugar, which is what I prefer, but it is what it is. So hopefully I have enough sugar in here. If not, I will bust out my 5-gallon bucket of sugar. So 1 batch of this calls for 4 cups of sugar. Since we're doubling it, we're gonna do 8, which I know, that's a lot. 2, 5, 6, might be able to. 7. It's very bold of me to do this with 1 hand. Let me add. There we go. 8. You know what, now that I think about it, I should have taken out my 5-gallon bucket and just use that because I'm gonna have to take it out anyway to refill this. So I will note that for the next time. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and start mixing everything, mushing it all together. Mushing, that's such a such a fancy word. Let me grab a different type of utensil to mix these around with. I know as this sits, these strawberries will release their own juices. This is definitely giving me an arm workout for today. Now I'm gonna go in here and continue to mash these strawberries. Is this right? It was 4 cups, right? Because this seems like a lot. And I don't know if it's just because the strawberries have to release their juices, because I feel like when I've seen the videos, it's a lot more liquidy looking. And I am postpartum, so I am really not confident in my memory. Let me go back and check. Just to be safe, because I did find my cleaner, my spray counter cleaner, in my fridge. So that will tell you where my brain is at. Yeah, it is 2 cups of strawberries, 4 cups of sugar is 1 batch. So it says to let it sit for 10 minutes after mashing it. So that's what we're gonna do. I will see you guys back in 10 minutes and hopefully I did not mess this up. I mean, I followed the instructions. It looks different. And have you guys ever had that where I see the videos and it looks a certain kind of way and I follow it to the T, but it looks different, and now I'm getting nervous and second guessing it. We shall see in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna let this hang out. I will see you guys in 10 minutes and fingers crossed I did not mess this up. Okay, guys. It's been 10 minutes and I fear this is not looking like what it looks like in the other recipes. Like, this looks like straight sugar paste. The other ones look nice and, like, you know, the strawberries released all the juices. It was nice and like loose and juicy. This is not loose and juicy. This is pasty. So I Googled, because on the back of this here, it says for freezer jam, 1 box of SureJell would be 1 quart of fruit to buy to 4 cups of sugar. But then I wondered, would it be the same if it's fresh fruit versus frozen fruit? So I went to Google and I asked how many cups of frozen fruit is in 1 quart. And it says a quart of frozen fruit equals 4 cups. So I think that's where we went wrong. I'm hoping that's where we went wrong, because then it's an easy fix. So I'm gonna measure out another 4 cups, pop it back in the microwave, mash it, add it back in here, let it sit for another 10 minutes, and then we will come back, because let me show you up close. Do you guys see this? This is not what it looks like in the other recipes. This is like very, like a sugar scrub is what it reminds me of. It's okay. And this is the beauty of cooking and learning, especially learning how to preserve your own things. I feel like there's gonna be hiccups no matter what, somewhere along the line. And I'm just being real honest with you guys. This is just what it is. So a little bit of a hiccup, nothing that we can't fix, at least I hope not. So yeah, we'll just fix it and keep on moving. And for the next time, I am gonna write this down. For the next time, I will not make the same mistake, because I think the frozen fruit versus fresh fruit, I think that's where the discrepancy is. So yeah, let's add 4 more cups. And while I'm here, I wanted to add a little bit of vanilla. So I think I'm gonna do that now. And I didn't realize that I just got this from Costco, but it has like a little squeeze top. So kind of like a strawberry vanilla, but I don't want it to be super heavy on the vanilla. So just a little bit of a squirt, but I'm gonna add this in here now. Maybe about that much, like a teaspoon. And I will add a pinch of salt. It doesn't call for salt, but every time I've made jams in the past, I feel like because there's so much sugar content in it, it needs a little bit of salt to kind of balance it out. So I always add just a little sprinkle of salt. Okay, so I have another 4 cups, maybe 5, because it was kind of packed, of fruit. And this is kind of like what it looks like it's supposed to look like that. So I'm gonna mush these up really, really good. Or what's the proper term? Muddle these, whatever, mush it, smush it. Just get it to release all the juices. Okay, now I'm gonna add this to this. We're gonna mix this again and let it sit for another 10 minutes. And hopefully what I see is more like what I saw in all of those videos. And I will say the videos were using fresh fruit, so now I don't mind little chunks and things like that in my jam. I kind of prefer it. So I don't think I'm gonna mash it up any more than what it is. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for another 10 minutes and we will be back. It's already starting to look a lot better and it's only been about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna get started on the pectin part of it. So for 1 batch, it requires 3/4 cup of water. So for 2 batches, it's 1.5 cups. Adding that in, turning my stove on, and adding in both packs of this SureJell pectin. And then I'm supposed to stir it because apparently it's gonna get kind of clumpy and it'll dissolve and smooth out as I go. So I just watched a video again, and it says to let it come up to a boil. Once it does, add it to the strawberry mixture and then stir for 3 minutes. And then we'll divide it up. Okay, so I have the mixture boiling. I'm gonna shut it off. And we're gonna add this to our jam, which I think looks a lot better now. And while this is also hot, I'm going to add in a pad of butter, just because they say that it eliminates that kind of froth on the top. I really don't care, but I wanna try it out and see, because I've never done that with the other jams that I've done when I did water bath canning. So let's add this in. And then we are going to mix for 3 minutes. So I will set a timer for 3 minutes. And I will add in, I'll add in my little pad of butter since it's nice and hot. I just realized that this is not hot enough to fully melt this, so I'm gonna melt that super quick in the microwave for like 20 seconds and then add it back in. I really hope that this works out, because if it does, it'll be a really good way to have jam for my family. That's the microwave. In the freezer, this will definitely, I feel like this would give me for the year, I think. And there's no crazy ingredients. Like, it is a lot of sugar, but it's organic cane sugar. Obviously you eat in moderation, but there's no high fructose corn syrup or anything crazy like that. And at this point, I'm also gonna add in a pinch of salt, a little tiny bit. I'll do 2. And you see how I kind of got rid of a lot of that foam? That's what they say the butter will do, so I guess they were right. I have about another minute to mix, and then we're going to divvy this up in a few containers. Okay, so I've been mixing for about 4 minutes. I just wanted to make sure it was really, really well incorporated. So I'm going to wash up these containers. I do have mason jars, but like I said, I want to get into pressure canning some of the beans that I have on hand, some potatoes. So I want to save those mason jars for that project. And I thought that these would be okay in the freezer. So I'm going to wash these up and then see how many of these I can get. All right guys, so the recipe says to let it sit for 24 hours at room temperature before tossing it into the freezer. So we're gonna come back tomorrow and test this out. I really hope that it sets. I feel like it would, we'll see. I don't know. This could all be a fail. I'm not sure yet. I hope it's not. But I was able to fill up just about 7 16-ounce containers. I did think about putting them in the 8-ounce ones, but I feel like a portion size like this would be good to take out at a time for my size family. This basically would be for me, my husband, my girls, and my mom if she wants some. I don't give any added sugars to my baby, and I don't plan to for quite some time. So I really hope that it turns out, but like I said, this could be a fail. Also, if any one of you guys have made freezer jam before and can give me any good pointers or good recipes, please leave them in the comments down below. I appreciate all of the help that I can get. I am not new to cooking and all that kind of stuff, but I am fairly new to preserving. I'm definitely new to pressure canning. I haven't even started yet, but we will get into that. So any kind of help or tips or tricks that you guys have, please leave them in the comments below, and I would really appreciate it. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Fingers crossed that these things set. All right guys, so it is several days later, but I did take some clips that I will insert of me testing out the jam, flipping it upside down. It's set beautifully. We are already almost down 1 container. My daughter has been enjoying it with her pancakes in the morning. It is really good, and I'm so glad that I tried this recipe out, because now I'm a little bit more comfortable trying out other combinations and having some extra jam stocked up in my deep freezer. So I think what I got were 7 containers. I'm not sure how long that'll last us. I feel like it'll last us a pretty long time because I'm not gonna have this out in my fridge constantly. I really wanna save some for when strawberries are not in season, which actually, now that I think about it, I have no idea when strawberry season is here in Florida, because I do wanna go strawberry and blueberry picking. Point is that I will have this available during the seasons where strawberries are not in season, so that we can have fresh strawberry jam during those months. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have tried any other types of freezer jams, any other kind of combinations, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys have in your household, and maybe that'll inspire me to make some more freezer jam for my household. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That would really help me out a lot. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. And until the next video, bye friends.